The capture. The Nebula was a renowned ship in the galaxy, commanded by the seasoned Captain Orin. Its reputation was built on successful missions, from peaceful explorations to tense confrontations. On this mission, the crew faced an unprecedented challenge. They had captured a human. Orin gazed at the screen, his expression stoic, but his mind racing. The security cell operator's uncertainty was evident, but the restraints were reinforced, and there were no cybernetic enhancements in this human. It was now or never. "I'm going in," Orin declared. He stepped into the interrogation cell where the human, restrained heavily, looked up and grinned. "Steve," the human said in perfect galactic standard. Orin maintained his composure. Interview commenced at 27:21 to 43:98. Present in the room are Captain Orin and the captured human pilot. He narrated for the recorders. "My name is Steve. I am a human," the prisoner repeated, his voice calm. Orin couldn't help but feel a thrill. Capturing a human was a rare feat. Humans never left their dead or their technology behind after battles. Yet, here was one, alive and well, sitting before him. "Why are you here?" Orin demanded, trying to suppress his excitement. Steve's grin widened. "Answering your question," he replied smoothly. Orin felt a flicker of frustration. "Do you think this attitude will help you?" Steve shrugged, pushing the heavy gauntlet aside to lean forward. "If you want fruitful answers, you need to ask the right questions, specifically the one you're avoiding." Orin scrutinized the human. Dressed in a uniform and displaying an unsettling calm, Steve was a picture of confidence. "Why now?" he finally asked. "That's a good question," Steve said, smiling modestly. "It has multiple answers. The first is simple. I have no reason to lie. I'm alone here, on a Galactic Council battle carrier." Orin nodded, encouraging him to continue. "The second answer is more complex," Steve continued. "When humanity first reached the stars, we were overjoyed. We broke through the FTL barrier and spread across the galaxy. But our excitement led to a catastrophic mistake. We colonized every habitable planet we found, introducing foreign organisms into balanced ecosystems. The original biospheres died off everywhere we went. We realized too late that we weren't alone, and in our eagerness, we annihilated any chance of other life evolving naturally." Steve paused, his demeanor shifting to one of genuine remorse. "We tried to correct our mistake. We terraformed barren planets and evacuated colonies, but the damage was done. We failed as both destroyers and creators. Now, all that remains of those biospheres are archives." Orin listened intently, noting the human's expressions of shame, some of which were unfamiliar. "And then what?" he prompted. "Time passed," Steve said, his voice steadier. "We developed the ability to bridge the galactic void and found another galaxy without spacefaring civilizations. We established a new rule. No life-faring planet is to be occupied by anyone not native to its ecosystem. We safeguarded these planets, destroying cataclysmic threats and ensuring life could thrive." Orin's skepticism grew. "Why would you tell me all this?" Steve's eyes met Orin's, filled with a mix of determination and hope. "Because we want to avoid repeating our past mistakes. We need allies who understand the value of life. Your species, your alliance, has the potential to be those allies." Orin's mind whirled with the implications. This human was offering a partnership, a chance to protect and learn from each other. It was a gamble, but one that could reshape their understanding of the galaxy. "We'll see about that," Orin said, standing up. "This conversation isn't over, Steve." As Orin left the cell, he couldn't help but feel a glimmer of hope. Perhaps against all odds, this human was telling the truth, and perhaps, just perhaps, their encounter could mark the beginning of a new chapter in the galaxy's history. The proposal. Captain Orin paced the bridge of the nebula, deep in thought. The human's words lingered in his mind. Could it be true? Could humanity, with its checkered past, genuinely seek to protect life and forge alliances? Orin needed more information, and he knew exactly where to get it. "Commander Rila, prepare the interrogation room," Orin ordered through the comms. "I'm bringing Steve back in." Steve was soon escorted back to the interrogation room. His calm demeanor hadn't wavered, even under the weight of the heavy restraints. Orin entered the room, flanked by Rila and several other officers. "Steve," Orin began, "you've given us a lot to think about, but we need more than words. We need proof." Steve nodded, his expression serious. "I understand. What do you need?" Orin leaned forward. "You mentioned archives. Show us these archives. Prove to us that your species has learned from its past and is committed to preserving life." Steve smiled slightly. "I'll need access to your systems to do that. Will you grant it?" Rilla stepped forward, her eyes narrowing. "How do we know you won't use that access to compromise our ship?" Steve looked directly at her. "You don't, but I can guide your tech team step by step. They can monitor everything I do." After a tense moment, Orin nodded. "Very well, we'll take the risk. Rila, oversee the process." The Nebula's tech team gathered around a terminal, with Steve standing by, his hands still bound. He gave precise instructions, his knowledge of advanced technology evident. The team worked quickly, their screens soon displaying streams of data. As the archives began to unfold on the screen, the room fell silent. They saw records of ancient ecosystems, vibrant and teeming with life, now reduced to barren landscapes. They saw humanity's desperate attempts at preservation and restoration, many of which ended in failure. But they also saw hope, successful terraforming projects, new species flourishing, and colonies dedicated to safeguarding life. Steve's voice broke the silence. "These are the mistakes we made, and these are our efforts to correct them. We don't seek to dominate the galaxy. We seek to protect it, alongside those who share our vision." Orin watched the screen, feeling a mix of emotions. The evidence was compelling. "What do you propose?" he asked finally. Steve took a deep breath. "An alliance. We have knowledge and technology that can benefit your species. In return, we ask for cooperation in protecting life-bearing planets and exploring the galaxy responsibly." Royla looked skeptical. "And what if we refuse?" Steve met her gaze steadily. "Then we'll continue our mission alone. But it will be more difficult, and the galaxy will be poorer for it. We believe in cooperation because we've seen the consequences of acting alone." Orin considered Steve's words. The risk was significant, but the potential benefits were immense. He turned to his officers. "We need to discuss this. Steve, you'll remain in custody for now. But know that we're seriously considering your proposal." As Steve was led back to his cell, Orin gathered his senior staff. The room buzzed with heated discussions, weighing the pros and cons of forming an alliance with humanity. The arguments ranged from cautious optimism to outright distrust. Commander Rila voiced the prevailing concern. "Captain, we've seen their past. How can we be sure they won't repeat it?" Orin sighed. "We can't. But we also can't ignore the potential for a powerful ally. If they truly have changed, this could be the start of something unprecedented." Hours passed, and the decision still hung in the balance. Finally, Orin called for a vote. The officers, one by one, cast their decisions. The final tally was close, but a majority favored cautious cooperation. Orin stood, his decision made. "We'll extend a hand to humanity, but we'll do so with eyes wide open. We will monitor their actions closely and ensure that our values are upheld." The message was relayed to Steve, who received it with a nod of understanding. "Thank you, Captain. I won't let you down." As preparations began for the formal alliance, Orin couldn't shake a feeling of cautious optimism. The galaxy was vast, filled with countless dangers and wonders. With humanity as an ally, perhaps they stood a better chance of navigating its challenges. And so the journey began. Two species, once strangers, now embarked on a path of cooperation and mutual respect. The future was uncertain, but one thing was clear. Together, They would face it head-on, with determination and hope. The exchange. The alliance between the Nebula crew and humanity was set in motion. Captain Orin and his officers worked tirelessly to establish protocols and security measures, ensuring that cooperation would be both beneficial and safe for all involved. The first step was an exchange of technology and knowledge, a gesture of goodwill and trust. A few days after the initial agreement, the Nebula docked at a neutral station in the Andromeda sector. The station, a hub of interstellar diplomacy, provided a secure location for the exchange. Representatives from humanity arrived aboard a sleek, advanced ship, its design reflecting their commitment to preserving life and exploring responsibly. Captain Orin, flanked by Commander Rila and other key officers, greeted the human delegation. Leading the group was Dr. Elena Meyer, a renowned scientist and diplomat. Her demeanor was warm and confident, putting the Nebula crew at ease. "Captain Orin, it's a pleasure to meet you in person," Dr. Meyer said, extending her hand. Orin shook her hand firmly. "The pleasure is ours, Dr. Meyer. We look forward to a fruitful exchange." The two groups moved to a secure conference room, where they began discussing the specifics of the exchange. The atmosphere was one of cautious optimism, both sides eager to prove their sincerity. Dr. Meyer started with an overview of humanity's advancements in environmental technology. "We've developed a range of terraforming techniques and environmental restoration protocols. These can be used not only to create habitable worlds, but also to repair damaged ecosystems. We hope these can be of use to your people." Orin listened intently, nodding. "Your efforts are impressive. In return, we offer our expertise in energy generation and advanced propulsion systems. These technologies have allowed us to explore deeper into the galaxy and sustain long-term missions." As the discussions continued, the two sides found common ground and shared aspirations. They spoke of mutual respect, the importance of safeguarding life, and the potential for joint missions. Each revelation and demonstration of technology was met with excitement and curiosity. In a break between sessions, Commander Rila and Dr. Meyer found themselves alone in a corner of the conference room. Rila, always cautious, couldn't help but voice her concerns. "Dr. Meyer, your technology is remarkable, but how can we be sure that your intentions are genuine? We've seen your people's capacity for both creation and destruction." Dr. Meyer smiled, a touch of sadness in her eyes. "I understand your hesitation, Commander. Trust isn't built overnight. All I can say is that we've learned from our past. We're committed to doing better, and we believe that working together, we can achieve more than we ever could alone." Rila nodded, appreciating the honesty. "We'll be watching closely. Trust is earned, after all." The exchange continued for several days, with both sides learning and adapting. Engineers and scientists worked side by side, bridging gaps in knowledge and forging professional bonds. The initial wariness began to give way to genuine collaboration. One evening, after a long day of discussions, Orin and Steve found themselves in the ship's observation lounge, looking out at the stars. The vast expanse of space stretched before them, a reminder of both the challenges and opportunities that lay ahead. "Captain," Steve began, breaking the silence, "I know this alliance is a leap of faith for both of us, but I truly believe we can achieve great things together." Orin nodded thoughtfully. "It's a risk, Steve, but it's a risk worth taking. The galaxy is full of dangers, but it's also full of wonders. With your people's knowledge and our experience, we can protect and explore like never before." Steve smiled, a sense of determination in his eyes. Here's to a future of cooperation and discovery. As the exchange drew to a close, both sides agreed on a joint mission: a survey of a newly discovered system on the edge of the Andromeda galaxy. This mission would be the first true test of their alliance, a chance to put their collaboration into practice. The mission's objective was clear: to explore the system, assess its potential for life, and ensure its preservation. The Nebula and the human ship, the Horizon, would travel together, their crews working side by side. The day of departure arrived, and the two ships prepared to embark on their journey. The atmosphere was charged with anticipation and hope. Captain Orin addressed his crew, his voice filled with determination. "This mission marks a new chapter for us. We embark not as separate entities, but as allies united in our quest to explore and protect. Let's show the galaxy what we can achieve together." The nebula and the horizon launched from the station, their engines humming in harmony. As they set course for the uncharted system, the crew members couldn't help but feel a sense of excitement. The future was uncertain, but they faced it together with hope and determination. As the stars stretched out before them, the alliance between humanity and the nebula crew was put to the test. They would encounter challenges and make discoveries that would shape their understanding of the galaxy and each other. But no matter what lay ahead, they knew they were stronger together. The new frontier, the joint mission of the nebula and the horizon was underway, their destination a newly discovered system on the fringe of the Andromeda galaxy. The journey was long, providing ample time for the crews to integrate and learn from each other. Captain Orin stood on the bridge of the nebula, watching as the stars slipped by. The human ship Horizon flew alongside, a constant reminder of the unprecedented alliance they had forged. "Captain, we're approaching the system," reported Lieutenant Kira, the ship's navigation officer. Orin nodded, turning his attention to the main screen, prepared to drop out of FTL. The ships emerged into real space, greeted by the sight of a vibrant star system. Planets of varying sizes and compositions orbited a bright young star. The potential for discovery was immense. On the horizon, Dr. Elena Meyer and Steve coordinated with the nebula's science team. "This system has several planets within the habitable zone," Dr. Meyer noted, her voice tinged with excitement. "Let's start with the third planet. It shows signs of water and a stable atmosphere." The two ships moved in tandem, approaching the designated planet. As they entered orbit, preliminary scans confirmed the presence of vast oceans, lush vegetation, and diverse ecosystems. Orin addressed both crews through the intercom. "Our mission is to explore and document this planet while ensuring we do no harm. Teams will be formed with members from both ships. Let's show the galaxy the strength of our alliance." Exploration teams were assembled, each comprising members from both the nebula and the horizon. The first team, led by Commander Rila and Steve, prepared for descent. Their shuttle broke through the atmosphere, landing in a dense jungle teeming with life. As they disembarked, the team was greeted by a cacophony of sounds. Strange creatures darted through the underbrush, and vibrant plants reached towards the sunlight. Rila and Steve led the way, their scanners capturing data on the local flora and fauna. "This ecosystem is incredibly diverse," Steve remarked, his eyes wide with wonder. "It's vital we document everything carefully." Rila nodded, her own scanner beeping with new information. "Agreed. Let's set up a base camp here and begin our survey." Meanwhile, other teams explored different regions of the planet. One team, led by Lieutenant Kira and Dr. Meyer, discovered an expansive coastline. They marveled at the unique marine life, recording their observations and collecting samples. As days turned into weeks, the crews grew closer, their initial wariness fading into camaraderie. They shared meals, stories, and knowledge, learning from each other's experiences and perspectives. The planet revealed its secrets slowly, and the teams worked tirelessly to ensure they left no impact on the fragile ecosystems. One evening, as the teams gathered at the base camp, a sudden disturbance shook the ground. An ancient creature, long dormant, emerged from beneath the earth. It was massive, its scales shimmering in the fading light. The team sprang into action, working together to avoid provoking the creature. Rila coordinated their movements, her voice calm and authoritative. "Everyone, stay back and move slowly. We don't want to startle it." Steve, alongside her, used his scanner to analyze the creature's behavior. "It's territorial, but not aggressive. If we give it space, it should move on." The creature, after a tense few moments, lumbered away, disappearing into the jungle. The team breathed a collective sigh of relief, their bond strengthened by the shared experience. As the exploration continued, the crews of the Nebula and the Horizon made remarkable discoveries. They found evidence of ancient civilizations, long gone but leaving behind traces of their existence. They encountered species unlike any they had seen before, each one a testament to the planet's rich biodiversity. One discovery, however, stood out above the rest. Deep within a mountain range, the team led by Orin and Dr. Meyer uncovered a hidden cave system. Inside, they found intricate carvings and advanced technology, suggesting the presence of an intelligent species that had once thrived there. This technology is far beyond anything we've seen, Dr. Meyer said, examining a device embedded in the cave wall. If we can understand it, we might unlock new advancements for both our species. Orin agreed, his mind racing with possibilities. We'll need to be careful. This discovery is significant, but we must respect the legacy of those who came before us. The teams worked meticulously, documenting and studying the cave's contents. Their collaboration was a testament to the strength of their alliance, each member contributing their expertise and perspective. As their mission drew to a close, the crews prepared to leave the planet. They had gathered invaluable data, forged lasting bonds, and proven the potential of their alliance. The Nebula and the Horizon ascended from the planet's surface, carrying with them the promise of a brighter future. Back on the Nebula, Captain Orin addressed his crew and their human counterparts. This mission has shown us what we can achieve together. We've made incredible discoveries and built a foundation of trust and cooperation. Let this be the first of many joint ventures as we continue to explore the galaxy and protect its wonders. Steve, standing beside Orin, nodded in agreement. We've taken the first step towards a new era of collaboration. Together, we can face whatever challenges the galaxy throws at us. As the two ships set course for their next destination, the crew members felt a renewed sense of purpose. The galaxy was vast and full of mysteries, but with their newfound alliance, they were ready to explore it side by side. Shadows of the past. The Nebula and the Horizon journeyed onward, their bond of cooperation stronger than ever. Their next destination was a distant sector rumored to contain remnants of an ancient civilization. The promise of discovering lost knowledge and technology was too enticing to ignore. As the ships approached the sector, they detected a series of strange energy signatures emanating from a nearby asteroid field. Captain Orin and Dr. Elena Meyer coordinated with their teams to investigate. "Prepare the shuttles," Orin commanded, his eyes fixed on the main screen. "We're going in." The exploration team, comprising members from both the Nebula and the Horizon, boarded their shuttles and navigated through the dense asteroid field. The energy signatures grew stronger, guiding them to a massive, hollow asteroid. Inside, they found a sprawling network of tunnels and chambers, remnants of a lost civilization. Commander Rila and Steve led the way, their flashlights cutting through the darkness. Ancient machinery and artifacts lined the walls, covered in dust and cobwebs. The air was thick with history, and every step felt like a journey back in time. "These structures are incredible," Steve marveled, scanning a complex piece of machinery. "Whoever built this had knowledge far beyond our current understanding." Rila nodded, her eyes narrowing as she examined the intricate carvings on the walls. "We need to proceed with caution. There's no telling what we might uncover." Deeper into the asteroid, the team discovered a central chamber, dominated by a massive, dormant device. It pulsed faintly with the same energy signatures they had detected earlier. Dr. Meyer approached it, her scientific curiosity piqued. "This device is the source of the energy," she said, her fingers brushing against its surface. "We need to understand its purpose." Orin, monitoring the operation from the Nebula, emphasized caution. "Ensure the device is stable before attempting any interaction. We can't risk triggering something dangerous." The team worked meticulously, analyzing the device and its surroundings. As they delved into the ancient technology, they began to piece together the story of the civilization that once thrived here. They were known as the Zephyrians, a race of advanced beings who had mastered energy manipulation and interstellar travel. However, as they uncovered more about the Zephyrians, they also discovered the darker side of their history. The Zephyrians had engaged in a catastrophic war, driven by their quest for power and dominance. Their advanced technology had ultimately led to their downfall, leaving behind only ruins and remnants of their once great civilization. "This is a stark reminder," Steve said, his voice heavy with realization. "Even the most advanced societies can fall if they let their ambition consume them." Rila agreed, her expression somber. "We must learn from their mistakes. Our alliance is built on mutual respect and cooperation. We cannot let greed or power drive us apart." As they continued their exploration, the team uncovered a hidden chamber, sealed off from the rest of the asteroid. Inside, they found a collection of Zephyrian artifacts, including a holographic recorder. Activating it, they were greeted by the image of a Zephyrian elder, delivering a final message to future explorers. "To those who find this, know that our civilization was destroyed by our own hubris. We sought to control the very fabric of the universe, and in doing so, we unleashed forces we could not contain. Learn from our mistakes. Use our knowledge wisely, and strive for harmony, not domination." The message resonated deeply with the team. They realized the importance of their mission, not just in terms of discovery, but also in preserving the lessons of the past. Dr. Maya turned to Orin, her expression resolute. "We have a responsibility to ensure that this knowledge is used for the greater good. The Zephyrians' legacy must serve as a warning and a guide." Orin nodded, his resolve firm. "Agreed. We will honor their memory by continuing our mission with integrity and caution." The team carefully documented their findings and secured the artifacts, ensuring that they would be transported safely back to the nebula and the horizon. As they prepared to leave the asteroid, they couldn't help but feel a sense of awe and responsibility. Upon returning to their ships, the crews gathered to discuss their findings and reflect on the Zephyrians' legacy. The atmosphere was one of solemn contemplation, tempered by a renewed commitment to their mission. Captain Orin addressed both crews, his voice filled with determination. "We've uncovered a powerful reminder of the dangers of unchecked ambition. Let this be a lesson to us all. We must use our knowledge and technology to build a future of cooperation and understanding." Steve, standing beside Dr. Maya, added, "The Zephyrians' fate doesn't have to be ours. Together, we can create a better future, one where we respect and protect the wonders of the galaxy." With their resolve strengthened, the nebula and the horizon set course for their next destination. The galaxy was vast and full of mysteries, but they faced it with a sense of purpose and unity. The legacy of the Zephyrians would guide them, reminding them of the importance of humility and cooperation. As they ventured further into the unknown, the crews of the nebula and the horizon knew that their alliance was more than just a partnership. It was a beacon of hope for a future where diverse civilizations could work together, learn from each other, and protect the wonders of the galaxy for generations to come. The Rift. With the lessons of the Zephyrians fresh in their minds, the nebula and the horizon continued their exploration. Their next mission took them to a mysterious rift in space, a region where the fabric of reality seemed unstable. Reports of strange phenomena and disappearances had drawn their attention, and the crews were determined to uncover the truth. As the ships approached the rift, sensors detected massive fluctuations in energy and gravitational fields. Captain Orin and Captain Drake coordinated their efforts to ensure the safety of their ships and crews. "This rift is unlike anything we've encountered before," Dr. Alina Maya said, analyzing the data. "It's as if space-time itself is being twisted and torn." Lieutenant Kira, monitoring the navigation systems, added, "We'll need to proceed with extreme caution. Any miscalculation could be disastrous." The two ships inched closer, their shields at maximum power to withstand the intense forces emanating from the rift. The crews felt a palpable tension, knowing that they were venturing into the unknown. As they entered the rift, the view outside their ships distorted, stars bending and stretching in impossible ways. The sensation was disorienting, but the crews maintained their focus, driven by curiosity and determination. "Captain, we're picking up a signal," reported an officer on the horizon. "It's faint, but it appears to be a distress beacon." "Lock onto the signal and prepare a rescue team," Captain Drake ordered. "We need to find out who or what is sending that signal." A joint team from both ships boarded a shuttle and followed the beacon deeper into the rift. The journey was harrowing, with sudden shifts in gravity and time dilation effects making navigation a challenge. But the team pressed on, guided by the faint signal. Eventually, they arrived at the source of the beacon, a derelict ship, battered and partially disintegrated. It was unlike any design they had seen before, suggesting it belonged to an unknown civilization. Commander Rila and Steve led the team aboard the derelict, their flashlights piercing the darkness. The interior was in ruins, signs of a violent struggle evident in the debris. As they explored, they found evidence of advanced technology and remnants of the ship's crew, their skeletal remains a haunting reminder of the dangers of the rift. "We need to retrieve any data we can find," Rila said, her voice steady. "There might be information about what happened here." Steve and the team worked quickly, extracting data from the ship's systems. They discovered logs detailing the crew's last moments, describing how they had been drawn into the rift and struggled to escape its effects. The logs also contained information about the ship's origin, revealing it to be from a distant galaxy, far beyond their own. "This ship traveled an incredible distance," Steve said, marveling at the implications. "If we can understand their technology, it could open up new possibilities for exploration." With the data secured, the team returned to their shuttle and made their way back to the nebula and the horizon. As they exited the rift, the ship's systems stabilized, and the crews breathed a collective sigh of relief. Back on the ships, the data was analyzed, revealing valuable insights into the nature of the rift and the technology of the derelict ship. The information suggested that the rift was a natural phenomenon, a tear in the fabric of space-time that connected different regions of the universe. Captain Orin addressed the crews, his tone serious but hopeful. "We've uncovered valuable knowledge that could change our understanding of the universe, but we must also be cautious. The rift is dangerous, and we need to ensure that any further exploration is done with the utmost care." Captain Drake agreed, adding, "This mission has shown us the potential and the peril of the unknown. Let's use what we've learned to advance our exploration safely and responsibly." With their mission in the rift complete, the nebula and the horizon set course for their next destination. The crews felt a renewed sense of purpose, knowing that their discoveries could pave the way for future generations of explorers. As they traveled through the galaxy, the alliance between the humans and the Nebulans grew stronger. They shared their knowledge and experiences, learning from each other and building a foundation of trust and cooperation. The journey was far from over, and the galaxy was still full of mysteries to uncover. But with each mission, the crews of the Nebula and the Horizon proved that together, they could face any challenge and explore the wonders of the universe. New Dawn. The final mission of the Joint Exploration Initiative took the Nebula and the Horizon to a distant star system, rumored to hold a planet of immense potential. This world, known in legends as Elysium, was said to be a paradise, teeming with life and untouched by the ravages of time. As the ships approached Elysium, they were greeted by the sight of a lush, vibrant world. Oceans sparkled in the sunlight, vast forests stretched across continents, and the air was thick with the promise of discovery. Captain Orin and Captain Drake coordinated the landing teams, eager to explore this new frontier. The shuttles descended through the atmosphere, touching down on a grassy plain near a sparkling river. The exploration teams, led by Commander Rila and Steve, disembarked and began their survey. The beauty of Elysium was breathtaking, and the teams worked diligently to document the flora and fauna, ensuring that their presence left no mark on the pristine environment. "This place is incredible," Steve said, his voice filled with awe. "It's like stepping into a dream." Rilla nodded, her eyes scanning the horizon. "We need to be careful. The legends speak of Elysium as a paradise, but we must respect its natural balance." As the teams ventured further, they encountered a diverse array of creatures, each one more fascinating than the last. They found evidence of complex ecosystems, with species coexisting in harmony. The data they collected would be invaluable for understanding the planet's unique biology. One day, while exploring a dense forest, the team stumbled upon an ancient structure overgrown with vines and moss. It appeared to be a temple, its architecture unlike anything they had seen before. The entrance was adorned with intricate carvings depicting scenes of life and harmony. "This must be a remnant of an ancient civilization," Dr. Alina Meyer said, her excitement palpable. "We need to investigate." The team entered the temple cautiously, their flashlights illuminating the dark interior. Inside, they found a series of chambers filled with artifacts and inscriptions. The air was thick with a sense of history and reverence. As they explored, they discovered a central chamber, dominated by a large, ornate pedestal. On it rested a glowing crystal, pulsing with a gentle, rhythmic light. The crystal seemed to resonate with the energy of the planet, a beacon of life and vitality. "This crystal is extraordinary," Dr. Myers said, carefully examining it. "It's as if it's connected to the very essence of Elysium." Rilla approached the pedestal, her expression thoughtful. "We need to study this crystal and understand its significance. It could hold the key to preserving the balance of this world." The team worked meticulously, analyzing the crystal and the inscriptions in the temple. They discovered that the crystal was a conduit for the planet's energy, maintaining the harmony of its ecosystems. It was a symbol of the delicate balance that sustained Elysium's paradise. As they prepared to leave the temple, Steve noticed an inscription near the entrance. It was a message left by the ancient inhabitants of Elysium, addressed to future explorers. "To those who find this place, know that you are stewards of a fragile paradise. Cherish it, protect it, and ensure that its beauty endures for all time." The message resonated deeply with the team. They realized the responsibility they had in preserving Elysium's pristine beauty and ensuring that future generations could experience its wonders. Back on the ships, the crews gathered to discuss their findings and reflect on their journey. The mission to Elysium had been a fitting conclusion to their exploration initiative, a testament to the potential of cooperation and respect for the natural world. Captain Orin addressed both crews, his voice filled with pride and gratitude. "We've accomplished something extraordinary. Together, we've explored the far reaches of the galaxy, uncovered ancient secrets, and forged a bond that will endure. Let this mission be a reminder of what we can achieve when we work together." Captain Drake added, "Elysium is a symbol of the beauty and potential of the universe. It's up to us to protect it and ensure that our discoveries are used to benefit all. Our journey is just beginning, and the future is bright." As the nebula and the horizon set course for their home worlds, the crews felt a sense of fulfillment and hope. They had faced the unknown, overcome challenges, and discovered the wonders of the galaxy. Their alliance had proven that together, they could achieve greatness and protect the treasures of the universe. The journey home was a time of reflection and celebration. The crews shared their stories, their experiences, and their dreams for the future. They knew that their work was far from over, but they faced the future with confidence and determination. As the ships approached their home worlds, they were greeted as heroes, their achievements celebrated by all. The legacy of their mission would inspire future generations of explorers, scientists, and adventurers, showing them the power of cooperation and the importance of preserving the wonders of the galaxy. The story of the nebula and the horizon was a testament to the strength of the human spirit and the potential of unity. It was a story of discovery, resilience, and hope, a beacon of light in the vast expanse of the universe. And so the journey continued, with new horizons to explore, new challenges to face, and new wonders to discover. The future was a blank canvas, waiting to be filled with the stories of those who dared to dream and reach for the stars.